How's it going? I've just been looking at my medical records here. I found them very triggering because I realised why I find them so triggering. When you're a targeted individual going through the harassment and the torture and you know you're going through it, and when you tell people about it, they keep accusing you of lying or saying they don't want to hear it. You know, when you have memories of that, it triggers you all over again. There are so many lies that have been told in these medical records. It kind of makes me realize, yeah, that's why the receptionist was nervous about giving these files to me. So there are specific lies that I want to talk to you about. I think I should start with the most recent first, if I can find them. I want to start with the most recent first because I was trying to find any supporting documents that could give me a bus pass, you see. So let me just find them here. I've got to look for the most recent ones. Alright, so the most recent one is this. Okay, so active problem paranoid schizophrenia E103 dot diagnosed at the 21st of August 2017. They call it ongoing. Now, we've got the 9th of July 2021, and that was the GP here in Brighton, in a particular village that I live in. So, on the 9th of July, it says problem paranoid schizophrenia E103 first. Previous diagnosis and history noted. Fabienne says she has been to the dentist and was concerned because was told erosion of gums on one side. Explained that has been attacked on one side of her by electronic weapons and needs a CT scan. No other symptoms could not shift her from this belief. Happy for a review, but suspect has come of aripiprazole and deterioration of mental health. Problem, paranoid schizophrenia. Cranial nerves intact. How do you know this? How do you know this? What, from touching both sides of my gums? How do you know that my cranial nerves are intact if you haven't had the CT scan yet? Or if you haven't had any scan to determine whether or not my brain function is in fact intact? So how do you know this? So, cranial nerves intact, PEARL fundy okay, no bony tenderness. Well, it's not going to be tender because these are old wounds. They're not going to be tender yet. I feel this is delusional. Has stopped medication because did not feel helped. I stopped this in September. I think it was like a couple of years ago. So how would it, I just don't understand. Okay. They just keep lying. Referred to psych, has seen them this week, no letter and notes. Okay. So basically, this person's lied and said that my findings were due to mental health reasons, even though the erosion on this side of the face was already proven by a dentist. In fact, they were extremely worried about the erosion on this side. They were extremely concerned about it. It's not something that I've made up. In fact, I'm trying to find out what I did with the email and you know, what, if I deleted it, why I would have deleted it and been that stupid, because there was actual proof of what I was saying. Yeah? So just another lie, right? So basically saying that my mental health is deteriorating when it isn't. In fact, since moving to Brighton, my mental health has experienced an upward spiral, which is exactly why people are trying to double down in the abuse. They always do that when I'm in too much control over my mental health, like I said before. So now this person's lying and saying that, you know, I've had deterioration of my mental health because I believe all this stuff. I have been talking about this stuff consistently in my medical records, consistently since 2012. I want to repeat that. It was from the time I was in university that I became aware that I was being stalked and targeted, right? There was somewhere around university that I actually became aware of what's going on. I have been talking about electronic weaponry, harassment, stalking since 2012. And throughout my medical records, there have been notes of improvement, notes of getting better, all the while still maintaining that I was being targeted and that I was being harassed. Who the fuck holds a delusion for 9 fucking years? Who the fuck holds a delusion? Who the fuck? Like I said before, I was in university when this happened. So these so-called delusions have been happening for over a decade. Now talk to me. Talk to me. Who the fuck has a delusion for fucking, like, damn near a decade? Because remember, we're going back to October 2012 now. Okay? Who the fuck has a delusion of this nature for 9 fucking years? But let's continue. Let's continue. I feel this is delusional. Yeah, you're lying. Okay, you're lying. Cool. Now, let me just see what else is going on. I haven't named the names yet, but give that time. Alright, so I'm just looking through medical records to see if there are any other lies told, because there are bound to be. Okay. So, this is from 2020. This is from 2020 in October. Yeah, I was in Brighton in October 2020. So let's see what this says. Clinical risk assessment checklist. Risk summary notes. Summarize the current situation. Yeah, okay. At the time of risk assessment, there are no new immediate risk events. However, as stated, she stopped medication. I stopped medication back in September, 2019? Probably even earlier than that. 2019, 2018, I must have stopped the medication, and they're still bringing that up. Lives alone and has moved away from supportive family networks. Summarize past history. Fabienne historically has harmed herself, but not in recent months. She has self-neglected in the past, but seems to be taking more interest in her self-care. Summarise any social factors. Has moved away to Brighton and Sussex, initially to their homeless team, but now lives in a hostel in a bedsit with others. Father is supportive and involved, although Fabienne does not accept this support. The fuck does that mean? Service user perspective in their own words. She does not believe she has mental health issues and has stopped taking medications. I've never said that I don't have mental health issues. I have never ever said that. Like, I said that people are calling me crazy when I'm not. That is nothing to do with mental health issues. I have psychological injuries. I have borderline personality disorder. I have PTSD. I have these things, and also the fibroids that I have, it causes depression. It causes all kinds of problems, right? So I have never ever said that I don't have mental health issues. These people are lying again. Every single time you turn around to these people and say that their diagnosis is erroneous, they'll write down that she does not believe she has mental health issues. Again, it's a fucking lie. It's an absolute lie. And I stopped taking medications. They keep bringing this up. I stopped taking medications ages ago. Harm or exploitation from others. None. Not true. Harm to self through neglect. None. True. Deliberate harm to self. None. Risk review, harm to others or to property, none. True for the time being. Harm or exploitation from others. Decline medication treatment, and therefore believes that, you see what they've done here is they're saying because of the medications, because of I haven't been taking the medication, that I believe that the government have been stalking me. But again, if I was to pull back all the times that I've been on the medication and I told them all the things that I told them, I have been consistently saying it from day dot, medication or no medication. I have been saying that the government have been stalking me. I've said that. And now they're trying to act like because I'm not taking the medication, that I believe that neighbours and governments are plotting against me. First of all, it's not a plot, okay? This is an experimentation into pharmaceuticals, military technology, okay? Pharma surveillance, defense systems, okay? In order for these weapons to be used against the public effectively, they have to be tested to their full capabilities. And who are they going to test them on? Like, it's just basic common sense, and these people act like they have none. Repeatedly lie, and I have to wonder how far these tentacles reach if they're going to lie like this. Progress note, harm to others or property, has concerns about neighbours trying to harm her, and therefore would shout at her and occasionally throw objects and contact police several times to report. Again, they've written this in a way that makes no sense. Like, I've literally talked about, I'm the one who said, yeah, occasionally I'll throw something back, but why am I going to call the police for no reason? Alright, so Fabian historically has harmed herself, but not in recent months, yeah. This is like the lies. The lies are ridiculous, like crazy. Yeah, that's why the receptionist was nervous, because they knew I was going to pick up on this shit. The lies are insane. And I have it all in black and white. I have it all in black and white. Okay. Let me just see. Hello, I'm live right now. I'll call you back. Alright, bye. Alright, so basically these lies are crazy. I'm gonna use one more example. Let's see what's going on here. Alright. Okay, so this was the first GP I ever worked with when I first got down here in Brighton. Let's see what they have to say. Left London, wants to set up home here, had problems with previous hostel service. It wasn't a hostel. And now in Seafield Road, that hostel's closed down, so yeah, I'm not. Yes. Anyway, was previously taking aripiprazole but stopped in September 2019. 2019, and they're still bringing up like me not taking aripiprazole 2 fucking years later. I beg. Okay, 2 fucking years later, just to be able to lie about what's going on. Tells me there were crimes being committed against her by neighbours and staff members in charity. Felt the medication was given to her to cover up these crimes, which is true. Felt persecuted. There were crimes that there were evidence for. Reports there were remote electronic torture and psychological torture. Reports there are chips in her body where they can trace her and press a button and hurt her remotely. Now, Reports hierarchy of people are involved in this, true. Reports she has evidence of corruption from Brent Mind. Reports problem on one side of her jaw are caused by repeated acoustic weaponry. Has symptoms of radiation sickness, as has had white cells in her urine and her hair is falling out. It's true, I've been losing my hair. And you can tell that there's dryness in my scalp. I think you can even see some spots where, I have been losing my hair. That's why I kept shaving him. Feels you can't work as she's being misdiagnosed from a physical and mental point of view. Reports the UN are also looking into this. So they're not looking into my individual case, but Niels Meltzer of the UN has been looking into cyber torture as a whole. So the UN has been taking testimonies from multiple people. I basically made the testimony on my own, but there are a whole group of TIs that composed a group email, composed a file of multiple testimonies of being electronically attacked and psychologically tortured. So the UN are investigating cyber torture as a whole, but they're not investigating my particular case. In agreement that would see mental health team ASAP. I'm on live, I'll call you back. Alright, bye-bye. Alright, so basically, yeah, so the UN are definitely investigating the cyber torture. Minor paranoid disorder. So they keep flitting between paranoid disorder and paranoid schizophrenia. I'm going to have to look over the diagnosis again because I think there's more than one. Okay, so this is basically to the GP. This was written by another GP, not the one who spoke to me. This was written by the senior nurse practitioner. This lady is a patient recently registered at your practice whom is known to Brentford Mental Health Services. Brentford? Due to concerns from police today, because I reported to Sussex Police about the fraud that was being committed against me, I have attended in capacity of mental health street triage. Whilst there were no immediate arrests to self or others, I believe this lady has previously been diagnosed with a psychotic disorder of a paranoid nature. Part of her recent deterioration has led to her move to Brighton. So just because this behaviour is something that you can't understand, it's a recent deterioration. There was no deterioration when I left. I didn't want to harm myself. I didn't want to harm other people. I just wanted to get the fuck out of London before the block got hot. That's all I was trying to do. That's all I was trying to do. Has led her to a move to Brighton to escape perceived threats from a wider conspiracy against her from a multitude of sources, including unspecified government agencies. I've repeatedly explained that it doesn't matter where I go, I can't escape this. I wasn't escaping from anything because I can't escape from this. It's gang stalking. The only reason I left was because I realized that London was not good for my mental health, so I wanted to move somewhere else. But as for escaping this targeted individual stuff, there's no escaping it. It's nationwide. It's worldwide. You've seen evidence of that. You've seen evidence from other people who have gone through it. It's nationwide, mate. It's not something that I can escape from. FD has also not taken medication since September 2019. Not September 2019. You see that this is ridiculous. It's lie after lie. And it's ridiculous. I had offered to link her with mental health services, but she declined. But she intends to fully work with the GP in order to seek eligibility for housing in the area. This would be therefore a good way of linking her, as she does appear to be showing early relapse signs of this paranoid disorder. Right, so, yeah. Somebody else in the hostel that I was in said that I paranoid schizophrenia. That person's probably a stalker. Because there's no way they're going to know exactly what my diagnosis is. And there's no way somebody with paranoid schizophrenia is going to have conspiracy theories for fucking 9 years. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Okay? So, let's see what else. Okay, I'm just gonna talk about, what I'm gonna talk about now is the evidence here that happened after I moved to Brighton. So this is after I moved down here. Or just before. Hang on. Let me see. Now the fucking dialogue here is very, very interesting. And dialogue here is very interesting indeed. Let's just say this. There was a video that I uploaded onto YouTube, which basically Brent Mind showed them the link to. So Brent Mind have been looking into my YouTube without my permission, and they've used the link to, yeah, the link is right here. So there's links of a particular incident that is right here on YouTube. I filmed it. And they got the link here. They've been talking about, Brent Mind have been talking about, we haven't been watching our videos. I mean, I told them about my videos. So I'm thinking, I told you about my videos. And yet when I tell you that you've been watching my videos, you want to deny it. But it says right here that you have been watching my videos. And not only that, you provided a link to the video. I have made a recording of the video as well in case it needs to be used as evidence and FD takes it down. Yeah, don't worry about that because I've got that shit as evidence on my YouTube. And this was back in the 3rd of June 2020. You see, this is why even if it makes me look bad, I record this shit. This is why I do that. Okay, so... Oh, now this is interesting. Brent Mind staff have informed me that Fabian had recorded our interactions and uploaded it onto YouTube. It is under the channel Fabulous D with the title Visit from the NHS, Datix completed. Handover sent to New CC and RC. Now this is from CN, basically Central Northwest London, Brent Adults and Rehab. So this was back in Brent. So basically, North London Mental Health have evidence of this video link that I've posted onto YouTube. You can look on my YouTube and see exactly what they're talking about. Look from May to June 2020 and you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it on here, but you'll know what I'm talking about. So basically, I posted it up there. So, yeah. At risk to lose tenancy, home visit, not clearly detainable. Okay? So if I was already going to lose the tenancy, then why were they worried? I gave up the tenancy. You see, I was already at risk at losing the tenancy. So to say that my move is down to basically a deterioration in my health is a lie. Do you know what I mean? This thing that I'm talking about right here, I'm being vague right now and I'm not being detailed, even though I'm already incriminated, so there's no point in me being vague. This thing right here of me doing what I did, right? They've got evidence of it and they know that my tenancy is at risk. In fact, my tenancy was at risk from the time that Brent Mind found out that I'd reported conversations or reported their gaslighting tactics against me. They'd already... Yeah, I was already under risk of tenancy back then, and they threatened legal. Brent Mind threatened legal action against me, but that's not on the records. That's not on the records. And the thing is, I got a copy of the fucking litigation threat right here in my room. I'm gonna go look for it now because I've got it right here. They threatened me with litigation, but they didn't put that on the medical records. And that was before the incident from late May to June last year. Hold up. I'm just going to look for it now. Oh yeah, I know where I put it. So basically, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to safeguard this with my life, mate. Because the thing is, the original already went to shit, so. Now where is it? A copy's here. So yeah, there was already a copy of the litigation letter. They threatened litigation against me. But they didn't put that on my medical records. That might trigger a person. Hold up. Alright, thank God I made copies, because boy, okay. So I got it here. I'm going to try to put it in a way that doesn't expose my previous address, alright? So, reposting of concealed recordings on YouTube, final warning letter. With regards to the above matter, I write to inform you that you are placing your tenancy in jeopardy by illegally recording tenants and staff conversations and posting the recordings on YouTube. May I also inform you that Brent Mind will be seeking legal advice on the matter from our solicitor on this matter. We will also be arranging a meeting with your care coordinator, Caroline Ogwanga, to discuss our concerns about your mental health. Please do not hesitate to contact me should you wish to discuss this matter further. Yours sincerely, Iris Davis, recovery support worker. Now, it's like I said before, the last time I talked about this letter, it was not actually Iris Davis that said we were going to consult our legal team. It was Esarad Fox who said he was going to do that. But he let Iris take the fall in an official capacity. So basically, I'm not going to say she wasn't involved in any of this. She was definitely involved in this, right? But the way this was done, he basically was the one who threatened litigation on me. Remember, this was before the incident that was talked about in late May to June now. This was before that incident. This was back in January. This threat to litigation was back in January. Back in January, they said that my tenancy was in jeopardy because of these recordings, right? So, basically, another lie. But they didn't put that down. They didn't put any of that down, right? They only put that down later. What they didn't say, what it doesn't say in the medical records, is that basically Brent Mind said they were going to consult their legal team, and they said they were also going to consult mental health. So basically, Esarad Fox, not Iris Davis, was threatening litigation at the time. Because why else are you going to consult your legal team? If you are dealing with a mentally ill person, then why are you going to consult your legal team in order to cover your ass? And then at the same time say, oh, we're going to contact mental health. Surely, if you're dealing with somebody with paranoid schizophrenia, then contacting your, mental health is the only thing that you really need to do, because you're saying this person's paranoid schizophrenic and they're making this up, right? So surely, the only thing you would need to do is contact mental health in the first place. Why do you need to contact your legal team? Why would you need to contact your legal team? That don't make no sense. So let me just... Okay, it's Dr. Establis Martinez de Zeparte Moraza. Okay, I'll have a look at that later. Alright. Let me see. Okay, so concern about her mental state. Hang on a second. Let me just go back. You can't have long-standing delusions. I've actually had delusions in the past and they were never long-standing. No delusions are long-standing. At a certain point, those delusions are broken. I know I've had a history of mental illness and I've been around people who have mental illness. At some point, those delusions are broken. Okay, so this is from 18th of May. That was Caroline Ogwanga. Concern about her mental health had started several months ago as he was frequently posting videos to YouTube concerning delusional content. Stating as delusional content several months ago. No, it started some years ago, mate. I started talking about my experiences on YouTube years ago, so this is another lie. Stating as such that authority figures such as Stafford Brent Mine were conspiring against her. I have evidence, sweetheart, so... Alex reported that they do not feel her mental state is being influenced by substances. She was medically reviewed in January and she was felt to be showing delusion and paranoid beliefs, but it was felt she was not a risk at this time. Since this period, the delusional beliefs have continued to escalate and her behaviour has become more aggressive. She recently fixated on a neighbour whom she accused of throwing objects through the wall and using lasers through the wall to burn her skill. God, these people are atrocious in taking their notes. She would respond by shouting abuse and veiled threats at this neighbour. Alex reported that the neighbour was non-confrontational. Non-confrontational, my ass. This person was probably the most aggressive, belligerent person I've ever met. But okay. And had been disturbed by the threats. The neighbour moved from that property some time ago. At least 6 weeks ago. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, right? There are times where... You know when you have complex PTSD and you've been through a lot of harassment, you can hear every little piece of noise and every little piece of even when they're not there. But Fabienne continued to display delusional beliefs that the lady was still residing there and targeting Fabienne through the wall. So this is the thing. Iris only told me that basically the person that, the person for Brent Mind, that was a support worker, they only told me that that neighbour had moved when I started talking about being persecuted. My thing is this, if you know that there has been an incident between, I'm not saying that they hadn't moved, I'm not saying that that wasn't the case, but if this person has moved and you know me and this person have had a set to in the past, then why would you not tell me that they've moved? And when you did tell me, why would you tell me that they moved in with their sister? It's got nothing to do with me where they've moved to. So basically, you're talking about a person who has so-called delusions of somebody living somewhere where they don't live there anymore. You've told this person that, right? You've told people that this person is delusional. Okay, so if the person is delusional, then why would you not tell said person that they had moved out when the person had moved out? Why would you not say anything? Why would you not say anything? It doesn't make any sense. Like, for me, it's just like... It doesn't make any sense. The whole thing does not make any sense. If the person had moved out some 6 weeks prior to the accusations that I've made, why would you not say then, oh, the person's moved out? Instead of, when I actually bring the accusations to your doorstep, you turn around and say this person moved out some time ago, and that, like, you only bring that up when I complain to you so that you can have basically... The scary part about this is that she might have been telling the truth, you know. That person might have moved. But it's the timing of when you choose to reveal that information that reveals everything to me. If I'm delusional and paranoid and I'm hearing shit, then my thing would have been, if I was in that particular situation that the support worker was in, what I would have done is said to myself, okay, I know that this person and this neighbour have had a set to in the past. Okay, so the other neighbour is going to be leaving because they can't take the heat anymore. They can't take the harassment from this person. They can't take what's going on from this person. So that person's going to be leaving. What I am then going to do is I'm going to tell the delusional person or people attached to the delusional person that this person has moved. But what I am going to do is let the delusional person know from day 90 that this person is gone. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let them know straight away. Because if I do that, if I let them know straight away, then basically what that means is I can't accuse them of anything anymore because they've gone. But instead, what you choose to do is you choose to let these accusations go on for weeks. And then you not only choose to tell me that this person has moved some time ago, but that they moved in with their sister. Now, you know that me and this neighbor have beef. So why the fuck would you know that me and this neighbor have beef? You also don't know whether I know the sister's address or not. So basically, you could have put that neighbor in danger or that neighbor's sister in danger according to your logic. You could have put that neighbor in danger or that neighbor's sister in danger just so that you can cover up a lie. Come on, man. So my thing is this, about that particular incident, one or two things could be true. Either that neighbor was there and the support worker was lying, or the neighbor wasn't there and the support worker used this as an opportunity to gauge whether or not my PTSD was bad enough for me to think that any noise was harassment. And then they used that accordingly. So that's one or two options. But there were lies going on. There were lies going on and there was manipulation going on. And you can't tell me otherwise. You mean to tell me there are two fucking neighbors at war, and not only are you going to tell the first one that one of them has moved out, not only have they moved out, but they moved in with their fucking sister. Are you taking a piss? You're taking a piss, mate. You're taking a piss. Right, so 6 weeks ago. Let me just see. Fabienne continued to display delusional beliefs that the lady was still residing there. It wasn't delusional beliefs. I heard noises and I thought I was being harassed. And honestly, I could have been being harassed still. Because the thing is, what will happen, right, is that if the noises from people throwing shit at the wall becomes a bit too audible, you've seen my YouTube, right? If the noise being thrown at the wall becomes too audible, then they'll have to be more quiet, and therefore there can be more room left to doubt as to whether or not I heard something legitimate. All right, so the lady was still residing there and targeting Fabienne through the wall. So on the 19th of May, Fabienne, that was 2020, Fabienne contacted Brent My staff and reported that she was taking matter into her own hands. She was observed by another resident to have kicked in the neighbouring property's door sufficiently to damage it and gain entry to the property. Observed by another neighbour? How was I observed by another neighbour? And who was I observed by another? Who was the another neighbour that observed me? They would have heard something. They would definitely have heard something. There's no way they wouldn't have heard anything. But to actually observe it, you have to see what's going on. And then on top of that, kick the neighbour property's door sufficiently enough to damage it and gain entry into the property. I didn't actually damage the door. I thought I did, but I didn't. What happened is that when I kicked in the door, I had actually forgotten that door doesn't lock at all, because when the neighbor who used to live there invited me, I don't know whether they were still living there or not, but when the neighbor invited me over to their property when I first moved into that flat, when they invited me in, they noted that the door didn't lock when you closed it. They noted that the door definitely closed, but it didn't lock. I'd actually forgotten about that. I completely forgot. So when I kicked the door open and the door seemed to swing open, I thought that I'd caused damage to the door, but I didn't actually cause damage to the door. And you could see it from recordings that I've made on YouTube as well. Again, I post evidence of everything that I do for a reason, and so much of being vague. Now you're going to have to look that up on YouTube. But of course, the sound's been blocked. So, the sound's been blocked. It is evident that she intended to enact violence on the target of her delusions, as she was making threats to harm her while attempting to gain entry. It was also a report found that Fabienne smashed a coffee table within the property when she did manage to gain access. The police have been contacted with regards to the incident. Alex believes that Fabienne is still residing in the flat despite claiming to want to terminate her tenancy. Claiming? I gotta make this fucking... No, I gotta get more evidence now. Because these people stay lying. What claim? I have the paperwork right here, man. I have the paperwork right here. Now, it doesn't say the date of which I fucking... They said that Fabienne's still living there despite wanting to move. You gave me a month's notice. It doesn't mean that I have to move out straight away. The support workers said it themselves. But now, apparently, I'm still living there. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And then when I finally do leave, you're calling that a fucking deterioration? Hold up. Let me just... No, because I got it right here. The surrender tenancy's right here. One second. Let me put you here. I've got a lot to look through. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about this. You can fast forward at any time when I upload this. What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to find the surrender tenancy form, because it's here. It's definitely here. I'm trying to find my thing now. If you're watching this live, you can go and come back, or when I upload it, you can fast forward it through this, and I'll leave the timestamp below to where you can fast forward it. But I'm looking for the surrender tenancy form because it was here. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So it says It says I called the lead worker supporting Fabienne. Hold on, sorry about that. So this was on the 26th of May, 2020. I called Alex. I mentioned names. I called the lead worker supporting Fabienne. This was at Mind at the time. She confirmed that they were still in touch with her via text message and had been in contact earlier today, but they would be contacting the police, part of the criminal damage. 11 living there? Where does it say that I was still living there? Okay, Alex believed that Fabienne is still residing in the flat despite claiming to want to terminate her tenancy. I was still living in the flat because I wanted official paperwork to say that I was leaving the property, and the support worker kept stalling. Because I've got it right here. I've got it right here. Got it right here. It was the... Hold up. It was the 7th of June, 2020, when I signed that surrender tenancy form. Okay? So I have constantly expressed wanting to move out. I had been pestering the support worker, saying that I wanted official documentation of my leaving, meaning I wanted a surrender tenancy form before I was out the door, and I wanted it to be official. That was actually shortly after the incident that I talked about on here. Okay? That was after I talked about the incident on here. I said repeatedly I wanted to move out. I badgered them constantly. Evidence of that is also on my social media. That's why they want to keep trying to take my social media down, because I gave evidence upon evidence. Yeah, this is it right here. 14th of May 2020. I called you earlier this week and left a voice message for you. This was for Caroline Ogwanga, right? FD requested a surrender of tenancy form from us last week. I sent her a text message this morning to inform her that I will be bringing the form this afternoon. She didn't. Yeah, I said send it to me. I said don't. I said I don't want to see any of you. Just put the form through the letterbox and we'll talk. So she responded that she doesn't want to see any Brent Mine staff and referred to us in her text as psychopaths. Yeah, no, I'm not denying that. Hold up. Wait a second. Wait a fucking second. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. All right. 3 weeks ago. So when was this email sent? All right, hang on a second. May. A lie. I was right. Hang on a second. It was a lie. 14th of May. Increasingly aggressive. Let me just see this. I lie. I keep catching them out in these lies. Hang on a second. All right, let me just... 460, so 4, okay. 454. No, I need 456, don't I? Man, these people stay lying. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Four, 5, 6. All right. Hang on a second. So this report was by Caroline Ogwanga on the 18th of May 2020. It says that the neighbour moved from that property some time ago, at least 6 weeks ago. At least 6 weeks ago. That was on the 18th of May, all right? That was on the 18th of May. Right. That was on the 18th of May, okay? So it says FD has requested a surrender tenancy form from us last week, right? That was true. 7th of May, I asked them for a surrender tenancy form. I asked the support worker for a surrender tenancy form, and they fucking dragged their heels for fucking, like, for got damn near a month, before I was able to get that paperwork like I asked for. Right. So I sent this message on the 27th of May. Context of text messages sent by Fabian to support worker. If you wish to report this to the police, that's fine with me because you told lie upon lie. In the meantime, I would like to see evidence of how the door has been smashed in before I say anything else. See, if you say sorry, I can't mention her name. You say this person left ages ago, but she was downstairs earlier talking about having got her revenge. If she had truly moved out 4 weeks ago, they kept changing how many weeks ago she moved. They kept fucking changing it. Then why didn't you tell me 4 weeks ago via text? Especially seeing as you know myself and her have had issues, and to your knowledge at least, any false accusations on my part could have been avoided. You wouldn't have had to tell me where she was going like you did last time, but you could have told me that she left rather than pulling that out the second I accuse her of something and get angry. First of all, both my cousin and myself have gone back to look at the door, and in spite of what happened, the door is actually intact, which means it was never working right to begin with, unless you came over here with the locksmith and fixed it, which they did. I think they did. And I didn't hear any repairs going on. That's A. Right. So they've basically taken the text that I've sent and they've kind of put it out of order so that it would look as crazy as possible, because that's what the fuck they do, right? So how is it that when the support worker contacts the person at mental health, they say the person moved out 3 weeks ago, and yet when Caroline Ogwanga writes the report, the person moved out 6 weeks ago? And then on top of that, the bitch was downstairs talking about her revenge? Not the mental health worker or the support worker, the person I was having beef with. They were downstairs bragging about their revenge. Lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. Talking about she's still living there in spite of wanting to move. You got this support worker dragging their fucking heels when I asked for fucking... It actually is a month, because I asked for it on the 7th of May. They didn't get that motherfucking paperwork to me until the 7th of June. I had to fucking bombard them with text saying, bring the paperwork, we don't have to talk. I don't want to talk. Bring the fucking paperwork. And here we go with this shit. Sent by the lead worker at Mind at the time. Sent June 2020, 26th of June 2020. To whom it may concern, I am aware that FD's assessment was completed yesterday. Could we please be given the results of this assessment and a decision as to whether or not FD was determined to have mental capacity? Her housing contract is due to end on the 6th of July as she has signed a surrender of tenancy form. It is essential for us to know if this is legally valid in relation to her mental capacity. So basically the lead worker was saying back in, when was it? Hang on a second. So basically, this same person was saying that I was lying about wanting to leave, right? Basically saying that I didn't really want to leave because I still appeared to be at the property despite saying that I wanted to leave, knowing damn well the support worker dragged their heels to fucking... So basically they tried to paint this picture of me being doddery and not knowing whether she wanted to leave or not, when in actual fact I fucking bombarded the support worker with text saying, I want to leave now, get me the fucking paperwork. So what they were basically relying upon me doing was leaving of my own accord with no paperwork and just traipsing off to wherever so that they could contact missing persons and report that I was deteriorating. Lies. So not only have I caught Brighton out in a lie, I've caught London out in a lie. Lie after goddamn lie. I'm triggered as hell. I am irritated. triggered as hell and irritated. And this is just a portion of the lies that have been told about me. Just a portion. Now, how long has this video been? This is just a portion of the lies. I've got a whole fucking, I've got these whole fucking medical records out here. No wonder they were fucking nervous. No fucking wonder. If there is no conspiracy, why all the lies? Why all the lies? Why are you trying to frame me as being crazy as possible to cover up your bullshit if I'm really suffering from delusion? If all of this is a delusion, this situation would have been handled a lot differently. First you're telling people that I'm telling people I want to move out, but I'm still living here. Then when I finally get the paperwork that I spent a month asking for and I make good on my promise to leave, now you want to see if it's legally viable. Fuck off. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the fucking iceberg of the lies that have been told in order to cover up what's been happening to me and what's been happening to God knows how many people in this country. This is the kind of shit they pull. Let's see active diagnoses. See if I can get a bus pass out of that shit. It's the fucking least they owe me. I'm going to bleed these motherfuckers dry if they want to be out here lying about my fucking diagnosis. And making my diagnosis to be paranoid schizophrenia when they know damn well it's trauma. No, these people don't know who the fuck they're dealing with. They clearly don't understand or know. Let me see where the active problems are. Okay. Active problem, hypertension. Active problem, non-organic psychosis, NOS. So, to give you a full account, right, what's going on. So non-organic psychosis diagnosis is active. What else is active? So yeah, that's active. Non-organic psychosis is active. Paranoid schizophrenia is active, 103. Personality disorder, XE2B6 is active. Paranoid disorder, E12 is active on ongoing. That was diagnosed from the 7th of August 2020. That was that had to be around the time where I was reporting that there was fraud on my phone. And there was fraud on my phone. I don't know how, these people are ridiculous. 21st of August 2017 ongoing, that was for personality disorder. Paranoid schizophrenia, 21st August 2017 ongoing. And non-organic psychosis, that was from February 2016, and that's ongoing. Yeah, that's it. That was ongoing. Maybe I can use this to get a fucking bus pass. I'm not playing around, man. I'm not playing around. These people ain't about to play around with me. Let me just see. Okay, so that about sums it up. So there's paranoid non-organic psychosis, NOS, from February 2016, and they're claiming that's active. They're claiming that's basically that illness is still ongoing. 21st of August 2017, paranoid schizophrenia, E103. 21st of August 2017, paranoid schizophrenia. 21st of August 2017, personality disorder, XE2B6. 7th of August 2020, paranoid disorder. That was from that could have been from the fraud, but I'm not sure. So all of that active. So basically, there's been lie upon lie about delusions with regards to my injuries. There have been lie upon lie about, the surrounding of me leading Brighton and the catalyst incident that led up to that. I have all the documentation right here. And now people want to lie on me again. You think I'm about to have that? I wasn't supposed to talk about this, because the thing is that whilst I'm here in Brighton, I'm trying to build a reputation of not being violent, and the truth is I'm not violent most of the time. Most of the time I'm just chilled out and I just do my thing. But I wasn't supposed to read out that shit. But at the end of the day, if people are going to stay lying on me, they better know who the fuck they're dealing with, because I don't play on my evidence. Okay? Lies. Constant. And now I'm going to upload this onto YouTube. If there are any names mentioned and I get blocked, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. If there are any names mentioned that I'm not supposed to mention, and this gets taken down or it gets muted or something like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take down the video and re-upload it without the names mentioned. So that's that on that. So I'm not about to have anybody lie on me and lie on my mental health issues in order to get out of what there's, get out of their comeuppance. It's not happening. It's not happening. Anyway, I've got to find a way to get my bus pass sorted, and then I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. You guys be well. Thank you for watching. I was triggered all over again. I was trying to avoid shouting, but when I get triggered, that's what happens. Lie after fucking lie. I love you guys. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.